In this video, we will be replacing the stock halogen low beam headlights in this 2007 Volvo S40. There are no tools needed for this installation. The low beam headlights are the ones on the outside of the light housing. Starting under the hood, we can see the dust cover that will need to be removed. However, we cannot access the back of the housing. Fortunately, this Volvo has one of the easiest housings to remove. There is a bar at the top of the assembly. Pull the bar straight up to remove it. Once it is removed, the housing can be pulled out towards the front of the car. There is one wire connector that will need to be unplugged. Push the locking tab down with your thumb and pull it apart. Open the dust cover by unhooking the locking springs. The low beam bulb is the one right here in front. To remove the bulb, first unlock it by turning it counterclockwise, and then pull it out. Open up the two tabs on either side and pull the connector off. This TSCR model LED light we are installing comes with an external driver. The first thing we need to do is connect the driver to the bulb. But before we install the new bulb, let's quickly compare the new LED bulb to the stock halogen we just took out. This LED bulb was designed to have the LED chips at the exact location as the halogen filament for optimal performance and safety. Also, before we install the bulb, we need to be sure that the LED chips will be facing out to the left and right when the bulb is installed. For this bulb, the wire out the back will be facing out to the side or the 9 o'clock position. First, connect the wire connector. Push them together until it clicks. When you install the bulb, you'll need to identify the tabs. There is one tab bigger than the other two. This is the top tab. Fit the top tab into the top slot in the housing and turn the bulb clockwise to lock it. If we check the front of the light to see if the bulb is installed correctly, we cannot see the bulb because this is a projection lens. But if we turn it back around, we can check the beam angle by checking the wire out the back to be sure it's pointed out at the 9 o'clock position. And if we use the other bulb as a reference, you can see that the chips will be lined up when the pigtail is out to the side. If you find the bulb is not aligned properly after you've installed it, we've included an Allen wrench to adjust the bulb. To adjust the bulb, loosen the set screw on the side of the bulb. Rotate the bulb in the base until it is aligned where you need it. Tighten the set screw and finish installing. One last thing to note about this bulb is the low profile cooling fan, which allows enough room even with this tight-fitting dust cover. Replace the dust cover and close the locking springs. Now replace the housing back into the car. Connect the wire connector until it clicks. Line up the housing and slide it back into place. We can now test it. It works perfectly, and look at the brightness and color difference between the old and new. Finish installing the housing by replacing the locking bar. Now time to do the other side. Remove the housing from the car by pulling out the locking bar and sliding the assembly forward. Unplug the wire connector. Unlatch the dust cover and remove it. Unlock the bulb by turning counterclockwise and remove it. Pull up on the locking tabs and unplug the wire connector. Replace with the new LED. Plug in the wire connector and line up the tabs on the bulb with the slots in the housing. Turn the bulb clockwise to lock it. Check to be sure the chips will be aligned properly. Replace the dust cover and close the locking springs. And then return the housing back into the car. Replace the locking bar and you're finished. Check out the new LED bulbs from Ayla Lighting. And notice the perfect cutoff line. This means the bulbs are installed correctly and safe for everyone on the road.
Safer, smarter, brighter, better. We are Ayla Lighting.